Chess Smith, welcome back. We've got an existential show today. I'm excited.
That's
Lots to discuss.
that's exactly the mood that I'm in, David Lee Scales.
It's almost like it was in the ether.
I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it out here, floating through the fall-like air.
As with any existentialism, it is in the ether. It is October 24th, 2025. Are you in a jail cell, in a
Do I look
dungeon
like
cell?
I am in ballet jail. I am at the ballet studio.
Okay, good father.
Yep.
You're always in ballet at the ballet studio.
I am at the ballet school studio. I'm going to say I'm roughly here a half-time job. I don't know, more than that. I'm here a good 4 hours a day, I'd say. That's a half-time job.
Unbelievable. Well, we have a big announcement. We're doing a live show in New Smyrna Beach, Florida with the one and only, the two one and onlys, actually. Luke Cederman from Raglan Surf Report and John Philbin of Turtle fame
Of
from
Turtle fame,
Kelly Slater and North Shore.
have I looked yet? I swear he's in Point Break too. I swear he's one of the presidents.
Is he really?
I think so.
I mean, we could have looked this up.
I mean, a long time. We could have looked it up last week.
Is John Philbin in Point Break? Let's see. He is in Point Break.
Yeah, he's one of the
Whoa,
presidents.
listen to this. He's in Tombstone.
Well, who is he in Tombstone?
I don't know.
I'm really man. John Philbin's just getting cooler and cooler. Like the fact that he is known in surf circles for Turtle, it's all fine and good. I am no Devin Howard. I am no fanboy of the North Shore. Are you? Of North Shore, the
I
movie?
mean, I grew up loving it. I haven't gone back and watched it in a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand the nostalgia, all of it. But John Philbin, I think, I mean, yeah, Point Break and Tombstone. Those are two fine movies right there.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm thrilled. Now we have much more to discuss.
Yeah.
And Children of the Corn, Return of the Living Dead. So impressive career.
But where's John Philbin going to be again?
So we are going to be New Smyrna Beach. It'll be Thursday, November 13th. So 2 or 3 weeks away, I guess 3 weeks away, at the Beachside Tavern. I think the show starts at 7 p.m., but you got to get your tickets in advance because they will sell out.
Luke Cederman, genuinely the funniest man in surf, if not the funniest man around at this point. I mean, I'm hard pressed to think of somebody funnier.
Did you see his post about coming to Florida?
No.
It's an AI generated image, and let me see what he says. He says something to the effect of a realistic depiction of me in Florida next month, and it's him riding a crocodile on a wave, shooting machine guns left and right.
Epic. Epic. Epic.
Which,
Love
yeah,
it. Very
which
funny.
I think it is a realistic depiction. He's not going to be disappointed.
No.
But yeah, if you want to come hang with all of us, so we'll be there all weekend. We'll be at the Florida Surf Film Festival for the Friday, Saturday, but we're kind of thinking of this as like a pre-party. So come, we'll do a live show at Beachside Tavern. It's $20 to get in. Like I said, there will be tickets at the door, but if they sell out first, then you'll be denied entrance at the door. So you don't want that to happen. So just buy the tickets online. You can get them through at Surf Splendor's Instagram bio line, and then Trash Pros is as well. That's Chaz's. So just click over from there, secure the tickets now. And then, just as kind of a bonus, stick around after our live show with Cederman and Philbin, and Eric Geiselman's band is going to actually play music through the rest of the night. So it's going to be an epic night.
I don't know that $20 has ever gone further.
I can't imagine it.
Nope.
And you can buy a lot of drinks at the Beachside Tavern for $20 too, which is not the case in Southern California.
You absolutely can. I mean, to be quite frank, I feel if you're sitting in Southern California right now thinking, you know what? This sounds fun, but it's so far away. I will say, uh, you basically make money going to Florida. You will buy your plane ticket. You will go to the Beachside Tavern and have as many drinks as you want. And they basically pay you over there in Florida, and you'll come home somehow wealthier.
Somehow cheaper than if you just went to dinner in
Yep.
Southern California.
Yep.
So come on out. We can't wait to see you. Can't wait to hang with Luke and John as well on stage. And then a little follow up from last week's show. Hello, David and Chess. Scott in Misawa, Japan here. Once again, you guys do not disappoint to make me laugh out loud. I was thinking about the Speedo shape off that Chaz pitched last week for the Boardroom Show
Yeah, good idea.
2026.
Good idea.
It would have to be a tribute to 80s legend Peter Schroff. All contestants must wear only Speedos, torn pink sleeveless tees with three dot spray painted and untied combo bat boots. All shapes must have at least one design element shaped with a chainsaw. Peter will judge in the same outfit, topped with Chaz's pièce de resistance, a sports jacket. Keep work, Scott.
Great idea. Peter Schroff would be a perfect icon of foam. And I feel this whole. Do you ever watch the Great British Baking Show?
I used to and I loved it.
The new season's on. Daughter and I like watch at night. It's so, and then yeah, on the driving to ballet today, all we do is play act all the people and all the judges and everything.
It is such a wholesome yet entertaining show.
It is great. But anyway, I feel that this whole we're turning that's what the boardroom needs is to turn the icons of foam more into Bake Off.
I, I'm realizing, yeah, that you are now that you've revealed that you're a fan of that show. I'm realizing a lot of your ideas may have come directly from the Great British Bake Off.
They very well could have, and just subliminally, man. Like I remember, I think this is I can't remember when the last season new season was, but I remember the when whatever it was, it ended, and just I had a British baking show hole in my heart until just a couple weeks ago. Now back in it.
Well, good. I when I discovered it, there was like a ton of back seasons, so I never ran out.
Oh yeah, I mean it's hard for me to go back. I think, and with these kinds of shows, I like to be current. I like to be up to date.
Mm, that's the perfect show to go back on because there's no
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
time cap. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's evergreen. Um, Side note, did you get your restock of AG1?
Oh man, I was honestly, I think I was to the point of death, to be quite frank. I think my body was just shutting down. I had been without AG1 for without drink ag1.com/surf for maybe 10 days. And I was ready to call it. I was ready to call my loved ones and say, I'm just wandering out into the forest. Probably won't see me again. Boom. There it was on the doorstep. Sucked it down this morning, feeling alive, David Lee Scales.
I gotta say, you looked sickly in those few days that we recorded. I could hear a nasally kind of
Yeah.
congestion coming on. You looked a little pale, so I'm glad to be able to provide it back for you.
Phew. One of the best things. So this is next gen. This is my first next gen formulation, which really like the fact that drinkag1.com/surf does never rest on its laurels, right? It's has the perfect product. Those mad nutritionists go into their laboratory and think, how do we make the best product ever better? And somehow they do.
It's like wetsuits.
Yeah,
When I was 20 years old, I'm like, wetsuits are 10 times better than they were a few years ago, and I cannot see how they could get better. And now
they're
they're
better.
100 times better than they were then.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, one of my favorite parts I've realized about the whole drinkag1.com/surf experience is that it is so luxury that there is a hologram on each package.
You're not kidding.
Nope. Like
I mean, I've seen it. I never thought about it.
only super luxury things have a hologram on a package.
This is important information.
Yeah. Like this
Good
is,
to
I
know.
mean, that's how it's, basically your Hermes Birkin and your drinkag1.com/surf. It's in the same general price point.
Um, did they give you as much of an embarrassment of riches as they sent me?
They exactly that embarrassment of riches. And I haven't, so sat today, just looking at it, knowing that I'm going to come back to life. But then I was looking at the different flavors, David Lee Scales, berry, citrus, tropical.
Yep.
And I was a little scared, so I just went traditional. I was like, I'm gonna start traditional, and then I'll dip the toe in that flavored water.
I'm sold on the traditional as well. Like I have tried the berry, it was fine. I didn't prefer it or dislike it, but I just kind of like my routine. So I went back to the regular. The other detail that I want to sell everybody on is this AGZ. This is the new stuff, the sleep aid, and I am such a big fan of it. It's really, really helped me get deeper, more kind of restorative sleep is what I feel. Like I wake up just feeling sharper and like I had was more well rested.
It's crazy town. And it's a equally as nice a ritual as waking up, wake and shake, making a like hot AGZ tea at night.
Exactly. It's a nice little ritual. Speaking of waking up, I did have one disruption last night that was strange
What?
that I thought you might be entertained by. A little anxiety dream wake up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
and it was specifically about surfing. Bizarre. Yeah, but we have these this is a fan interaction in a dream. But whenever you have them in real life, they're mostly positive, right? Have you ever
Yeah.
had an interaction where somebody was confrontational with you? The
Trying to think.
haberdasher. I remember the haberdasher one.
Yeah. I mean, I've had them from time to time, not so much related. I don't think any related to the podcast though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
I've had people come up and yeah, bark, why did you write that or whatever, but
Gotcha.
not often.
Gotcha. Mine have been 100% positive, no confrontational ones, but I do always have this niggling little thing in the back of my head. Like somebody sent me Jack Johnson's like remastering
Yeah.
September sessions and Thicker Than Water, and they're doing a couple of screenings, and Chris Malloy's, I think, speaking or interviewing him or something. And I'm like, man, I would love to go to that, but I don't know if I can now.
Yeah.
If I go knowing I might get confronted by somebody because of my association with you,
Yep.
basically, is what it comes
Yep.
down to. So I'm like, man, in the back of my head, I always have like a little guard on when somebody does approach, are they going to be complimentary or are they going to have some bone they
Beef.
want to pick, right?
Yeah.
So this dream was a reflection of that anxiety, I think. So in the dream, I was in Virginia Beach. It was in a surfy town, and it was Virginia Beach specifically. And there was some event happening at like a surf shop, like a retail shop. And as I was leaving, somebody kind of recognized me. I stopped and said hi to them, and they're like, "Hey, hold on a second. Like I have somebody who wants to a friend of mine wants to talk with you."
Mm.
I was like, "Ooh, this is a little bit different vibe." And so like strangely, he pressed a button. He had like a garage door opener type thing in his hand and he pressed a button and he's like, hold on. And apparently that was calling his friend. And a guy comes over, straight out attacks me, like goes straight into fight mode. And I'm like, fend him off. And they're like, whoa, 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 what's going on? And he's got a couple of buddies with him and they're all on the hunt for me. And I'm like, what's going on? And they were pissed because I had talked about the new wave pool there, Atlantic Park Surf, and it's gotten busier and busier, and I blew up their spot. And
That
so
is
now,
amazing.
and so now they're pissed that their wave pool is more crowded, and also the prices have gone up because of the additional demand on the park.
This is an amazing dream, and I would almost say prescient, right? This feels like something that very much could happen.
I mean, how we are in a bizarro world
We're
where my brain jammed together the idea of localism and scarcity, but transposed it or over the top of a wave pool scenario.
but which the capitalist model, which is same, right? Like if all of a sudden they think, wow, there's so many people, we're going to both jack the price and limit limit the windows and all that, or less, you're gonna get less and pay more, etc. And I could see how people would be pissed. Why did our wave pool get so popular? It's David Lee Scales over there jibber jabbering about how good it is on the podcast. Don't do
Don't
that.
blow
Don't
up
blow
the
up the
spot.
spot. Yeah. I mean, that's
I mean, this
one
could be
surfing 101 is don't blow up the spot.
maybe we delete this from the episode, save it, and pitch it to Philbin on stage for North Shore Part 2, where it's the reverse case scenario. The
Epic.
kid who grows up on the North Shore learns to master the waves of the North Shore, a John Florence-esque character, who then has to go to Virginia Beach and prove his talents in that environment.
This is perfect. You just wrote the perfect movie.
Street gangs get involved,
Yep,
fight
I
them
love
off.
it. I love it. Which would it be the Virginia Beach pool if it was reverse North Shore? Uh,
Dubai.
yeah, that's probably what it would be, huh?
It's
I
got to
just
be like the most foreign land compared to the North Shore.
Yeah, because and also because that's what it was, Arizona compared to North Shore, like all the stark differences and him, the learning curve of all that. So yeah, our John Florence is going to have to learn how to navigate the uh cultural structures of Abu Dhabi.
I mean, you could actually use Arizona. You could just go complete reverse because there's Revel Surf Park in
Yeah.
Arizona, I think.
I
Or Waco, Texas would be another good one.
Man, this is a great idea.
Okay.
This goes on the very top of the pile of the great ideas that we've had that never get any action.
I really feel like there's something here. It all came to me in a dream, dude.
It's so good.
That's even more crazy.
Yeah.
Well, in other news, let me make sure I got everything covered there. In other surf news, let's call it, the segment that gets shorter and shorter every week, Gabriel Medina turns out is not pregnant. His girlfriend is not pregnant, and he was just trolling the internet to drum up publicity for a new business venture.
Yeah, I had to hand it to him, I think. Like, I like it. I thought about it initially. I thought, oh, do I like that? And then I was like, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
You like that he did a bait and switch?
I do because it was especially effective uh in this moment in surf where all of these, top level guys feels like are having children and, doing this kind of thing on their Instagram. Like, I don't know what. I'm older now. Older than them, I suppose. But the idea of like the Instagram baby post from a dude has always kind of I don't know that it's my favorite. I'll just put it that way. Not to be a sexist old jerk, but I'm just like, come on, man. Like this isn't tough guy stuff.
Well, the, it kind of blows my mind that people are kind of are diabolical enough or forward thinking enough to think, okay, you're launching a business. We will advertise this and we will get a certain amount of publicity. How do we double the publicity? You should fake that you're having a baby 2 days prior, get everybody to write news stories about the forthcoming baby. Then, when we actually launch the business, they'll write a whole new set of stories about that one being fake. And then there'll be a third set of stories about the business itself.
Great. I mean, it's really smart and playing right in though, again, to the all of his crop of WSL surfers, having babies and or sharing that partner, wife, what girlfriend is pregnant.
Yeah. Well, do you have any idea what the new business is?
I just read Derek's real quick thing and it seemed like a surf school, but I didn't do any deeper dive than that.
I hit the translate button on the posts and tried to identify what it was. I have no clue what it is.
It's not a surf school.
It seemed they didn't say surf school, and it was just Gabriel Medina's investment in the youth is kind of the phrasing that they kept using.
Doesn't he have like some kind of what a foundation or something? Oh, but that got sold off or something happened when his folks split, all that mess. Didn't I
Yeah,
remember he had like the Gabriel Medina Institute or something that one of them got and then shuttered.
that sounds totally familiar. So maybe this is a reincarnation of that.
He loves the youth, that Gabriel Medina.
I mean, look, I it seems like there's a need for this sort of thing in certain parts of Brazil where there's, not a lot of economic opportunity and crime. And so a way to kind of provide structure and a positive thing for the kids to invest or to participate in, I think is really great. And if these guys have the economic situation where they need to invest some cash or donate cash so that they're not paying taxes or whatever, then it makes perfect sense. It's a win-win for everybody, right?
Win 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 once you throw on a fake baby post.
Exactly. Then everybody wins. Well, in an exact opposite financial predicament, Surfing World Magazine gets a couple of new owners slash editors involved. Have you been tracking this story?
I think I just saw, is it Nick Carroll, the great Nick Carroll,
Nick
and
Carroll and
Sean Thompson?
Nick Carroll, no, not Sean Thompson. Hannah Anderson
Oh, Hannah Anderson.
is
Sorry. Yes.
is his partner in crime, in business, and uh, creative endeavors. So basically, Surfing World was purchased, quote unquote, I would 5 years ago or so by Sean Doherty and John Frank. But I've had Sean on the podcast. I'm holding Surfing World in my hand right now. I help them distribute this in the US. So if you want one copy, if you're not subscribed to it and you just want an individual copy, you can buy them through surfsplendorpodcast.com. They're $20. We don't really make any money on them. It's just kind of covers the cost. And Sean will tell you, and he's told me on air, they're not really making any money on it. The magazine has been in print for over 60 years. It's the longest continuously printed surf magazine on the planet. And so they want to just keep it going. And they're in the business, they're generating the content. So why not make that available in print? Because people do want it. So they've continued the efforts. But again, it's kind of a passion project. So Sean and John, I think, to assist with the heavy lift, brought in Nick Carroll and Hannah Anderson. Nick Carroll, of course, longtime surf journalist. He was at Surfline, again, 5 or 6 years ago, probably got hired on. And then about a year ago was let go because of their shift in their business practices. But during that time, Nick brought on Hannah Anderson. He was looking for a photo editor, and through all of his due diligence and interview process, found the perfect candidate in Hannah Anderson. And they did a lot of great work there together at Surfline. So once they left Surfline, they were kind of trying to figure out what their next move is. They started a podcast, so they've been doing that, keeping people updated on what's going on through that. And then this is the next move and the next venture.
So what is the deal though with him buying? Is he like investing in Surfing World?
Again, I don't know that any money even really traded hands. Even when Sean and John took over the magazine, it seemed like more of we'll take on the responsibility of
Yeah.
committing to the expenses associated with running the magazine and trying to bring on enough advertisers and sell enough magazines to cover those expenses each month. That'll be our responsibility.
Got it. And so Nick is doing something similar, likely.
I think
Sweat
that's the
equity is
exchange.
what we call that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I glean from everything that the conversations that I've had with them. Um, but it's all I say this to everybody. If you care about surf media, if you care about print media specifically, buy every issue that comes out. It is very well made, incredible quality, and kind of a shame that it's in the position that it's in.
And nothing beats a coffee table with a surf magazine on top anywhere, especially a new current surf magazine, right? Like when I go into anybody's house and there's the new Surfer's Journal, say, I mean, that's typically the only mag you're going to find. It's a joy to sit there and flip through. Add a surfing world to that coffee table, double the pleasure.
Try to think of any other magazine on the planet that would elicit more people thumbing through who don't know anything about the thing.
I'm going to
Like if
say porn.
I think there's a lot of dude, I used to go into a barber shop. There was a barber shop near my house, and the dude just had porn mags laying around there.
And you just go sit on his floor and just,
I wouldn't look at him because I was probably less than 18. I
yeah.
just felt uncomfortable. Even if I wanted to
Oh,
look at
you were
him, I
getting your
wouldn't.
haircut. You were getting your haircut and you were just out of the corner of your eye, you saw his porn basket.
There's a stack of magazines. There was like Time Magazine, Newsweek, and then porno right amongst it. And the barber shop, I only ever saw males as patrons in there. I don't know that I even ever saw anybody thumbing through the porn,
Yeah.
but I was like, it was strange to me then. It's way stranger to me now that I look back and think at it about it. Like, who is publicly going to peruse a porno magazine in front of a bunch of other dudes?
I mean, back in the day, though, uh, when I was a whippersnapper, back in the day, you'd go into a garage, right? Like a garage to fix your car, and there'd be full like nudes on the wall. Like that was regular. I mean, and this wasn't like a secret sneaky garage. This was just like the public, mom's van breaks down and has to bring it in, and oh, talk to the mechanic, and there's the porn.
It is a bizarre thing to think about that males in the past, liked having pictures of naked women available to look at all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of a funny thing.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I worked at yeah, I think my first job working at a vending machine stocking thing. And I remember the office just had straight up porn, like, yeah, just nudie girls. I mean, none of it was gratuitous per se, but it was just nudes.
It is gratuitous. The fact that they're nude is
I mean,
gratuitous.
sure, but it wasn't like there was no sex acts or anything like that. It was
Right.
just like naked women, leaning over the hood of a car.
Weird time to look back on.
Bizarre.
Well, I would still argue the surf mag will elicit more people to thumb through it.
Definitely. I mean, the person who picks up a Playboy even a Playboy on the coffee table, you're really asking for sideways looks.
I mean, the mechanic, my mechanic, he has Wine Spectator. He's apparently into wine. So I will thumb through that, but most people don't give a crap about wine. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Or if there was a car magazine, some people care, some people don't. But with a surf magazine, you can get a random middle-aged person from anywhere in the world, and they would look at that and be like, interesting, let me take a peek.
it's pretty. Pretty
So
pictures.
go out there, get it right here. Surfing World through their website if you're in Australia or elsewhere. But if you're in America and you want the latest issue, which is up issue 425, come and
Who's on
get
the
it.
cover there? Is it a Hell Charger?
It's a local, random local. I forget his name. I did look it up a while
Oh
ago.
yeah, that's the Cyclone.
Yeah. I can't find it quickly, but he does deserve a shout out for sure. Okay. Huge surf news coming across the transom in the last 24 hours. Our beloved and prolific pro in the wild sighting dude, pro surfer John Peck has passed away.
Oh, when did this happen?
In the last 24 hours, I saw the
Oh,
first post a little less than 24
r-
hours ago.
rest in peace, John Peck.
John Peck. So, John Peck, I'm just going to read from Cyrus Sutton's Instagram post because it does give a little bit of a bio for John Peck. John Peck got tired of riding waves on Earth. He has slipped free of his human body and now rides the cosmic waves full time. Born a year before the end of World War II, the son of a Navy pilot, he made his way from Texas to San Diego, where he caught his first waves at 15, then onward to Waikiki. By his mid 20s, he stood amongst the best surfers on the planet and was one of the very first pioneers at Pipeline. Like many, I'm grateful beyond words to have known John. He was there for me through the storms and the stillness. He cracked open my mind when it was still forming and helped me see beyond the edges of convention. Cheers to the grand eternal tube we all call time. Thank you to your for your grin and always striving towards impeccable service. See you beyond the breakers, beyond the veil, in the endless dancing sea, brother. From Cyrus Sutton.
Who knew that Cyrus Sutton was such a poet?
I did.
Yeah, I think if your name is Cyrus Sutton is one of the it's like almost an onomatopoeia for like a dude who's going to be poetic. Like if you name your kid Cyrus Sutton, no way that kid ain't going to write or speak exactly like that.
That's a great point. So John Peck, like I said, uh, we've had a lot of pros and wilds about, I would say Tom Curran and John Peck are probably going toe to toe. I'd have to look through emails to see who had more, but they're probably in the 8 to 10 range each. So I pulled one out of the coffers if you want to hear, just to revisit a John Peck
Let's go.
pros
I
and wild.
feel this is in memoriam.
It is in memoriam. DLS and Chaz. And then I actually got a little video clip from John himself that we'll close out his segment with so we can hear from the man. But this one came in a couple of years ago. It says DLS and Chaz. This might be a bit long, but it comes full circle, so bear with me. Just before the new year, I was at my wife's family home here in the Czech Republic when the mother in law offered me tea. This is really good, I thought. So I asked my wife what kind of tea it was, and she showed me the box. Moringa. I nearly blew the tea out of my nose as memories of a chance encounter I had with one of the pharaohs of our hobby came rushing back to me. The day was December 31st, 2016, New Year's Eve. A friend and I were living on the north shore of Kauai, and around this time we were mostly homeless, sleeping on the beach, working odd jobs when we could, window washing, cleaning vacation rentals, etc. We had no plans for New Year's Eve. However, my friend's brother also lived on the island and had a big group of friends, so he invited us to join them for their New Year's Eve gathering at the end of the road on the west side of the island. You can guess the spot. After the obligatory stop at Costco for a few pizzas and other camping essentials, we were on our way to meet the new group of friends out west. We quickly deciphered that we didn't have much in common with these folks. They were more of a new agey variety who attend cacao ceremonies and whose olfactory senses might be offended by the scent of L'Oreal shampoo. It was Burning Man, Kauai edition. Om Shanti. Feeling a little dejected, we decided to hang back at our cars, sucking down suds, munching pizza, and eventually lighting off a few firecrackers because why not? There's nobody around for miles. This goes on for a little while, and at some point, I reach back into my car and I grab a bottle of bourbon and more firecrackers. When I turn around to see a disheveled, homeless looking man about 10 feet from us and charging in. Seemingly appearing from thin air, the man gets to within 18 inches of my face and he lays into us. A full on expletive laden tirade. His wrath directly squared at me and to a lesser degree, my buddy. Now, this next section is in quotes, all caps. What the F are you doing out here? I'm driving all the way out here to get away from people like you, and here you are doing this. And he went on and on. My friend was completely deer in the headlights during this outburst, but at some point during the epic scolding, it dawned on me who this irate man was. No, I thought, it's not even possible. When there was a gap in the profanities, I looked at the man squarely and calmly, and I said, I used to see you surfing swamis. The shouting immediately stopped. He knew that I knew. The man took a few steps back, turning away to brush his hair behind his ears, and turned back to face us. All the rage from moments ago was now replaced by waves of cosmic energy emanating from the man's Ram Dass smile and eyes that could see into my soul, cool as a cucumber. He stuck his hand out and he said to me, Hi, I'm John Peck. Nice to meet you. At this point, I began apologizing profusely to the pipeline pioneer for my childish behavior. I had managed to turn the original surfing Buddha from Dr. Jekyll into Mr. Hyde. Wow, what could be worse? He too was gracious in apologizing for losing it at us. By the way, it was next level. And we all had a good chuckle about it. We talked for a bit, and I asked him what he was doing all the way out here. He was, quote, meeting some friends, he said. What friends? I thought. Yep, you guessed it. The friends he was meeting there happened to be the same crew that my buddy and I had fallen in with. Later that evening, after plenty of fire spinning and Caucasian tribal drumming, John made his way over to me again, and he told me to cup my hands, and he dropped a few dozen seeds into my hand. What is this? I asked. They're seeds from the moringa tree, he said with eyes wide open, as if sharing the secret to eternal life with me. It's a superfood, a superfood. Plant them at home and you'll have your own moringa trees. Whoa. When I eventually woke up on January 1st, I unzipped my tent and I looked out to the beach. The first thing I saw in 2017, John Peck, completely alone on the beach on Kauai, no audience, no partners, no cameras, going through an elaborate yoga routine with Makaha Point in the distance behind him. Majestic. He then paddled out solo and surfed a few waves from the outside all the way to the sand before calling it a session. It was exactly as I had imagined from the stories and the lore surrounding his persona, I thought, feeling truly blessed by the surf gods to witness it. When my friend's brother, the one who invited us to the gathering, was talking to me on the drive back, I told him what a far out interaction I had had with the surfing legend. Surfing legend? He looked at me quizzically. We've known John for years and just thought he was a weird older hippie cruising around the island. And so it goes with John Peck, the penetrator. Keep work.
What a phenomenal, I forgot how epic that story was. The entire like finishing the circle, the descriptions, leading us along. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for that one from old, and rest in peace, John Peck.
Absolutely. Yeah, great Memorial for John Peck, I think. So let's see this little video that I think gives you even more insights into the man's way of thinking and priorities in life.
Other illusions.
Let me start it over.
Time is the first illusion that facilitates. Time is the first.
Sorry, the very first word is time. Time is the first illusion.
Time is the first illusion that facilitates the existence of all other illusions. Once you can let go of time, no other illusion can deceive you. This is it. As a wise friend of mine once said, look not far, but wherever you are for whatever it is. If it isn't there, you don't need it.
I think there's times in life, poetry, maybe movies, somebody saying something that you know is meaningful and packed with insight, but maybe you're not in a position to fully appreciate or understand it, but you still know it's important, you know? And then later in life, maybe you come back to it or you revisit it and you're like, oh, it just hits in a little bit different way with more meaning. I feel like John knows something we don't know.
And or you and I should have done more work to get John on the VAER watch team, where time wouldn't be an illusion anymore.
VAER Watches is just holding on to the illusion for us so that we can honor our obligations in life and our responsibilities.
When people do talk about time as an illusion or time as creation, like that's the kind of stuff that I really try to think about it, and I just feel my brains a stretching, and then I give up.
I fully believe that it is an illusion and that there is an alternate reality that you could probably tap into and um, live a different existence if you could tap into it.
Does this moment right here make you want to just start drinking moringa tea?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Maybe there's some moringa in the next gen drinkag1.com/surf.
I'll have to look into the ingredients.
Yeah.
Um, so have you had to confront death in a meaningful way in your life ever yet?
Yes. Uh,
Family members, close friends?
uh, family members, close friends, and then I thought I was going down in Lebanon a couple times. So, or yeah, so like really staring it in the eyeball.
Did it change your perspective on anything?
Nope.
It didn't. You didn't live your life differently afterwards
No, not at all.
because you were already living your quintessential existence prior.
I mean, think I was doing as good as I could and then continued, to try plodding along. Yeah, no, it didn't change. I mean, I'm already a Christian and stuff. So like I don't know what would have changed, right?
Mm,
Like it didn't make me what? I mean, I feel that's the change that often happens, right? Is somebody cynical opens up to something more metaphysical.
mm,
Um, but I feel I was already pretty metaphysical. So yeah,
gotcha.
it just kept on keeping on.
I was having a conversation with somebody recently and I connected some dots in my own life that I had not necessarily connected before. But I had three family members, grandma and grandpa on the married couple, so same side, and one of their daughters, an aunt of mine, all pass away like within an 18-month period in my 20s. Um, and that was the first time I was really confronted with, mortality, basically. And when I look back now with 20 years of hindsight at that, it was like, man, it did change me. Like I was very just blissfully going through life previously, kind of unaware of any real consequence. I had a pretty comfortable life. But when I look back, I'm like, I became a little bit more cynical person after that. And I took things more seriously. And I think I just experienced less joy after that too. I had like a
Really?
childlike, yeah, I think
So
so.
it made you grouchy.
I point
Realizing
at that. I
realizing you
now
were going
with
to die made you put you in a bad mood.
I think so. It did. I think that it's probably a common response to death, actually, is a certain amount of grouchiness. But yeah, I mean, at the time I didn't realize it or think it, but when I look back, I was like, man, I was a certain way in my youth and I kind of wasn't at a certain point, and that I think was the turning point.
Do you think about it now? I mean, do you think, wow, I am getting older, like watching Austin, age rapidly before your very eyes, like, time or the illusion of time just rolls quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker every day.
So my two surviving grandparents both passed away recently within 2 months from one another. So this is all now fresh in my mind. And I don't know, did I tell you the story of us driving past the graveyard a month or two ago?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So now he brought up the graveyard. He saw the graveyard out the window and he's like, that's where the dead people are. And then he like, are are you gonna die? And then we had to have this conversation about death. And um, so with my grandparents dying recently, I still haven't told him about it, and we're going to a memorial in a couple of weeks. And so I'm like, do I wait till we get to the memorial to tell him about it? And because he remembers that grandma, he spent time with that grandma. So he'll know exactly who it was who died and who we're going to be talking about. So I don't know the answer yet, whether I'm going to tell him before or not. I'm just putting it off basically because I don't want
Say,
best
hey,
case.
grandma's dead.
Yeah,
Grandma's heart stopped beating. She's in the ground now.
best case scenario, he understands and then wants to continue playing with magnetiles and he doesn't get but the worst case scenario is he goes into a crying jag and has like a real emotional breakdown about it.
But I don't know, maybe it's the start of his artist journey. Maybe he's going to, stick a human skull on his desk and ponder it every day like philosophers of old.
Which is true. I said worst case scenario is he goes into an emotional breakdown. That's not the worst case scenario. That's actually probably a healthy response. It just means I have to do more parenting in that moment. And maybe I need to find the moringa tea beforehand, and that can be a part of our process.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I uh first came aware of death. It's like all fuzzy. But yeah, I think I remember my aunt died car crash when I was young, like, and I remember mom real sad, and I was like, why is everybody sad? You go to heaven. Who cares? Sweet.
Were you close with her?
Yeah. I mean, I was as close as I was probably four or something,
Okay.
maybe five. But yeah,
Well, people are sad for themselves. Yeah,
yeah,
like even if they believe in the concept of heaven, they know she's going there. They're sad because they're not going to get to spend time with that person anymore.
of course, of course. I think I was just my 5 year old, 4 year old, whatever I was, reaction was big deal.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You haven't changed, have
I
you?
don't think so.
If death's not going to change you, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Um, do you believe in so you obviously believe in afterlife. Do you believe in the idea of reincarnation?
Uh, no, but if if and when I die, that's what it is. Yeah, no, I don't believe in it, I guess. I'd be shocked.
Do you believe in communicating with those in the afterlife or the
Uh,
ability to?
sure, yeah. I think so. I think there is precedent for that, right?
I think there's possibility of it for sure.
Would you ever want to attend a seance?
Hell no.
It's
Would you?
no. I would not want to. It's funny. The kid loves to go down to there's a thrift shop down by the donut spot in Cardiff, and she likes to go down and go, get donuts with the buddy and then go to the thrift store. And they came back the other day and like, oh, we got to save our money for next time because there's that Ouija board in there. They're all hyped on it. I didn't say anything. I was like, no, 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 no. I'm still
You
scared
were
of Ouija boards.
I am too, dude. You would not be bringing that thing into my house.
No, no,
Uh,
yeah, I'm so glad they didn't get it.
no, I mean, you're right. Precedent for it. I've I listened to this podcast so long ago, like literally 12 years ago, and it's stuck with me ever since. And it was a story about a seance. And it was so freaking like real. Like there was no way to fake. And the story was told from multiple different witnesses and documentation and stuff. And there was no way to fake what was happening or the
Yeah.
spirit that was communicating with the real world, knowing information from the past, knowing what color underwear somebody had on. And it was just like, dude, I have I have openness that things exist on a plane that you and I are not tapped into. And if that is true, and if there's evil associated with it, like I don't want to bring it into my house. I can't control it. I have no control. Like that makes it feel extra scary to me.
How do you think that Hasbro or whoever makes the Ouija board can, how did this happen? I mean,
I don't know.
it's really like it's not like you go get the Ouija board from the crazy witch lady down the street, she'll hand carve you. Nope, it's like a big old Milton Bradley or whoever. It's like the major game maker makes the Ouija board.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That part doesn't make any sense. The idea that they've been able to tap into the underworld or the
Yeah.
the great beyond and monetize it is pretty weird.
Wasn't there a Ouija movie?
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never watched it.
Nope.
Didn't
Not touching
seem
it. Not touching
no,
anything Ouija.
exactly. All right. Well, rest in peace, John Peck.
Yep.
If there is reincarnation and you have a kid in the last 24 hours, there's a possibility
You got John
that
Peck.
you got a John Peck number 3.
I mean, if in reincarnation, would you think that it's a human to human type rebirth, or it's a come back as a cat, come back as a who knows what, grasshopper?
I have no clue. I have no clue. I think that it can definitely be human to human if there is such a thing. Um, but can it also be to a different life form? I suppose. Why
Yeah.
not?
I mean,
The
Tibetan
universe,
Buddhist looking for the next reincarnated, or I guess they're not looking yet. He's not dead, but gonna pop back in.
the universe is vast.
Yep.
So
Big.
who's to say? I've got more to say about all that, but we'll just move on for the sake of the show. We do have a VAER Tools to Live By, presented by, of course, VAER Watches, which we
John
know and
Peck
love.
should have got. VAER should do a Time is an Illusion John Peck watch that just doesn't have any hands on it. It's just a bracelet.
That's pretty funny. I like it.
Yeah.
Special limited edition.
John Peck watch.
That is hilarious. If you're out there listening, you guys, Ryan and Reagan, get on this. And if you want to save 15% off your VAER watch, go to vaerwatches.com/surf splendor. That'll save you 15%. They outfit the entire North Shore Lifeguard Association. So they're doing good work with the proceeds. This one comes in and says, hey, I think I've got a good one aimed mostly at the parents out there. I drop off my son at his elementary school every morning, which is along a residential 2-lane road that gets moderately busy during morning rush hour. We park opposite side of the school every morning and use the crosswalk. This one is complete with a push button that turns flashing yellow to get the car's attention, as well as a crosswalk guard. The kid, of course, gets to push the button. Cars always stop quick. We make it to the school on time, no problem there. But the real conundrum is when I walk back to my car after dropping him off. 40 to 50% of the time, there is enough of a gap in traffic that I can just jaywalk my way across the street, making things quick and easy with no fuss. The other half of the time, though, there is enough traffic that I sometimes wait 1 to 2 minutes to jaywalk back across when it's clear. Here's the real kicker. I have a yellow flashing light crosswalk waiting for me 20 yards away that immediately stops traffic and allows me to cross back to my car in seconds. The problem is I feel like an absolute selfish idiot pushing the door and stopping traffic. Go for it.
Sorry,
go.
1 second here.
Yeah, go for it. The problem is I feel like an absolute selfish idiot pushing the button and stopping traffic if I'm by myself without the kid. Something deep inside me feels so silly as an adult male using flashing lights to stop busy commuter traffic for myself, only myself. When they see the flashing lights, they'll likely expect to see parents with their kids waiting to cross, but to their chagrin, just a middle-aged white dude jogging across back to his car, surfboard visibly inside the car to add salt to the wound. If this were a consistently congested 4-lane road, I would have no problem hitting that cross button. But it's mostly quiet street that only gets busy during rush hour. Am I thinking into it too much? And it's just fine to use the crosswalk. After all, it was put there for a reason to help people get across during busy hours. Or should I stick to my guns and wait it out and walk and jaywalk back without the kid, but with my dignity? Please help work. MB.
MB, man after my own heart.
Me
I'm
too.
a big jaywalker, especially, I mean, he set the scenario up perfect, like you do with your child, because okay, here's my main beef about road crossing. People don't hustle, right? It's
Totally.
arrogant, the arrogant selfishness of the pedestrian, where, and these crosswalks make that, you push the button, you stop everyone, and then you slowly walk. You take your sweet time getting across, right? Jaywalking fixes this problem. Jaywalking forces a hustle. I think we should always hustle in the road. The road belongs to cars, right? That's the way it works. It doesn't belong to bicycles. It doesn't belong everybody else. Watch out for the car. Hustle. I'm a big hustler. I like MB said he jogged back to his car, even if he uses the crosswalk. But if you're an adult man, don't push the button. Jaywalk.
Couldn't agree more. I find the way that I jaywalk presents zero risk for me being hit by a car. I never take chances. Like jaywalking PCH in Huntington Beach my entire life to try to go surfing, sometimes with friends, sometimes with not. You see your friends who are risk takers and adrenaline junkies who will like really try to frogger the situation. I'm not that guy. And also, that is now counterproductive to the flow of traffic. Like, if our main goal here is like you said, those roads are built for cars and flow of traffic keeps everything running, it keeps society running. That's our main goal here. So as a pedestrian, you don't want to push the crosswalk button unnecessarily and stop the flow of traffic. You also don't want to go out, make a hasty decision, get mowed down by a car and ruin everybody's morning. You know what I mean? So be cautious in how you do it, but it's totally safe. There's a totally safe way to do it. And what is one extra minute? If you have to wait a minute for the flow of traffic to slow down till instead of using the crosswalk, what's that going to cost you?
I mean, amen and amen. And once again, if everyone, bikes and pedestrians, because bikes and pedestrians are both more mobile, right? I mean, we've had the bike discussion on Noble Rot about how annoying the phalanxes of Lycra men and women are, because they're disrupting the important thing, right? The important thing is car. You can get around, you can do whatever you want. As a pedestrian, you don't, like, there's all kinds of room for you to move in the system. Just don't
Exactly.
gum the system up.
Exactly. So stick with it, MB. And something that I've confronted in my own life, just never even thought about putting it into words or putting it into a podcast.
The only reason truly that you do press the walk signal for the child is not because you're teaching or giving a good example or anything like that. It's simply because the child can't move fast enough across the road, right? Like, child trying to jaywalk, gums up. Those little legs don't move.
How crazy are those signs? I don't know if these still exist, but they definitely existed in my youth. Down as you get closer to the border on the 5 freeway,
Oh yeah,
the
the
signs that show families running across the freeway, and it's like, be cautious.
the little kid getting, like, I think the little kid is airborne. I
The
think
kid is
it's,
airborne, and I think the kid is also holding a dolly in their hand.
yeah, it's airborne dolly, watch out.
Yeah, and it's literally for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's because of immigrants coming over the border who are then with their family on foot and trying to cross the freeway. And so they're letting you know to be aware that there might be a family running across the freeway,
I
which I've
wonder
never actually seen in my life.
I wonder if under the Trump administration, if those signs are going to be encouraging motorists to mow down the migrant family.
They just, instead of saying be cautious, it says something else.
Hit them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've got a follow up to last week's Don't Say Gay about gypsies.
Great.
Somebody had a gypsy encounter.
Oh, sweet. I like it. Where?
Yeah. Jay Martinez, Jam, who's been a contributor over the years, says DL/C. Until a year ago, I had heard of gypsies, but didn't know about the Romani people, what they looked like, or their prevalence in the US. I had unknowingly seen gypsies many times. There was a guy who pretended to play electric violin while his wife and small children in looked pitiful in the Publix parking lot. I always
Oh,
mistook
classic,
them.
classic move, right?
Yeah, I always mistook them for indigenous-looking Latin Americans. From what I've gathered, they are like the mafia of panhandling. Beggars and flower peddlers post up with small children, often not even their own children, with signs that interestingly are written in the same font from East Coast to West Coast. They all use the same font,
It's
apparently.
true. It's totally true.
There is a magic to their fundraising abilities. They are often spotted getting into nice cars and driving off from begging, fleeting, I'm sorry, flexing luxurious lifestyles on social media. Aside from the posing as indigent, they are even more deceitful gypsy scams, which leads me to how I got G worded. Was coming home from a weekend at a friend's house up in St. Augustine and stopped to get gas before I hit the highway. A car pulled up at the adjacent pump, and the people inside called me to the window. In front was a man, a woman, and two small kids jumping around in the back seat. The man asked me for $20 to buy food for his kids and offered me a gold ring stamped 18 karat. I told him to keep the ring, but I parted with $20 out of compassion for the youth in the back. The wife then started crying, asking for more money, and the ring was again pushed into my hand. When I asked about the veracity of the ring, the man swore on God and the children in the back that it was solid gold, worth a few $100 if true. The wife cried for her poor children, more, please, more. Before I knew it, I had peeled four more 20s from my wallet and handed it to the woman. It was almost like I was under her spell. They kept crying and repeating, God bless you. When I came to my senses, the car had burned out of the gas station parking lot and was long gone before I could even get the license plate. I was so pissed at myself the drive home, and sure enough, I put the ring to my gold test kit and it was fake. I threw it into the depths of a shallow pond, wanting the cursed object and reminder of my gullibility out of my life. It wasn't until after getting G'd when gypsy scams started trending on my algorithm and I discovered this fascinating ethnic group with a propensity for scamming. I learned the mothers with borrowed children, faux violin virtuosos, and fake gold grips come straight from the gypsy playbook and are employed all over the country. They often pose as Mexican, which aligns with my original assumptions about their nationality. At any rate, I can see why gypped might qualify for the Don't Say Gay segment, as there is an ethnic implication to the term, and God forbid anyone gets offended. But still, how else could I tell the story of me and the fake gold ring without saying I got gypped? God bless you, Jay Martinez.
It's good. Jay Martinez, that's a good story. I think you bring up a good point too. I mean, again, I think I said it last show that if this is your cultural identity, why not embrace it and call yourself a gypsy and go gyp people? That's what you do. It's who you are. It's what you do.
From my perspective, it seems that they do entirely embrace it and maybe just don't own up to it publicly because that would reveal the scam. But
It's
they seem to be living like, out and proud amongst themselves.
it's very funny there. As I said, I mean, North County, San Diego is not what would be generally perceived as a diversity hotspot. But there is a Romani family, and I did think they were they obviously they pose as Mexican. I thought they were Mexican. Then I saw the sign one day, and I was like, that ain't Mexican handwriting. That is Romani handwriting.
So what is the font?
Do you know how like a person from Korea, if they write English, it looks the same, or a person in Japanese? You've never noticed this?
I've never noticed this.
Yeah, like I think there is hand, I don't know how this happens or why. Dear reader, look on in here. But yeah, like whatever, there's a certain way French, right? Like look at the menu in a French restaurant. How it's like it's written in English, but it's with a French, it's a French person who wrote it. Romani have the same deal.
Okay. Um, I guess I've just never seen other people's handwriting very frequently, but you're right. At a menu written in on a chalkboard, that's where I would have seen
Sure, but
some.
and it's like in Paris, it's everything looks the same, or
Right.
that it's that hand, whatever. And I don't know. Again, I don't know how or why this happens, but it's same Korean person writing English, Japanese, Chinese person writing English has it like show me any of this, and I can tell you exactly where the English writer hails from.
Right. Interesting. So I'm looking it up right now, and I can see the quote font that they're using. I just don't know that I've seen it in public. By the way, somebody corrected me in this conversation in the last week or two. Uh, Typeface is the word that we should be using. Typeface refers to the different styles that you're using, and then font refers to specifically whether it's bolded, italicized, or whatever.
Nice,
So
important.
typeface. Okay, well, moving on. Thanks for that information, Jay Martinez. Moving on, I think we should go to break. Come back with some more about bird watching and then some barrel or not. All right, Chaz, welcome back from break.
So good, so good.
So this was a recommendation that came in from a few people, and they said, wanted to drop a line regarding the recent talk of bird watching. A filmmaker friend of mine recently recommended an incredible independent documentary film. I present to you Listers, a glimpse into extreme bird watching. So the film is called Listers. It's on YouTube. And the writer goes on to say, the film follows two brothers who abandon their lives for a year and dive deep into the world of extreme bird watching. The culture permeates throughout the country, with listers chasing down as many individual species as they can find in a year to become the top ranked bird watcher. The brothers, with zero prior knowledge or experience, live in a Kia Sorento van for a year, interviewing characters in the culture and chasing their own, quote, big year. That's what folks call these 365-day periods of bird watching for sport. Between hilarious commentary, gorgeous filming, and a topic ripe for the grit, I cannot recommend this movie enough. Hell, given birdwatching's familial ties to surfing, I'd say they should submit this to the Florida Surf Film Festival. I have a feeling this thing's headed for Sundance and an 18-minute standing ovation at Cannes. Keep work, Nick in San Clemente.
Thank you so much, Nick. Listers is the name of the film. Did you ever see The Big Year, the film?
Is that with Steve Martin and Jack Black?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's it's the bird watching year.
But is it a good movie?
Yeah. I recall it being, yeah, funny, fun, enjoyable.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen the poster, but I've never seen the film. But yeah, Listers, a couple of people actually reached out and recommended this, saying like it's timely that you guys are referencing bird watching, but the film itself is incredible.
Exciting.
So
Okay. Gonna
put it
watch.
on the list. Yep. Okay, barrel or not, coming in from a listener. Good morning. I've got a barrel or not for you from the grit. Sharing clips from your wave pool visit. For me, these clips are a strong no barrel. In fact, wave pool clips are equivalent to clips of a tennis player hitting a ball machine, clips of a batter and a pitching machine, or clips of a receiver and a football throwing machine. Self-indulgent and not reflective of true skill. Unless you're Italo or Yago, nobody really cares. Even then, their pool clips aren't as impressive as they used to be. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no barrel. I mean, this goes in the general no barrel of posting surf clips, full stop, of yourself. I mean, if you have that, how many surf clips are you going to say is okay for somebody to post in their lifetime?
I I would think it's a matter of frequency. So it can be one every 15 posts if you're not a professional surfer.
You think one every 15?
Yes.
I'm going to say you get 5 surf posts for your whole life. Use them sparingly.
That matches my frequency of posting. If it's one every 15, I'm only going to do 70 posts in my whole life, which means I could do 5 throughout the course of
Yeah.
my
Okay.
life.
Great. I mean, but yes, but to the specific point of wave pool stuff, at least out in the wild surf clip, if it's a trip or something, there's more to look at, right? Like if your trip to Chicama, like I saw some guys posting from there and it was cool. It was like, oh, I get to see more of Chicama now through this person's eyes. It's not necessarily about the surf action. Whereas wave pool stuff is only about the surf action. I am not interested in any part of that other, and I'm not even interested in what you're doing.
No, but I understand how you get caught up in it. You go to
Of
Palm
course.
Springs Surf Club and it's freaking a crazy cool day. It's like a great experience. You're taking a bunch of photos. You go out, you get some waves, you get back, you got this adrenaline pumping. Afterwards, you have a couple of beers. So then you're feeling that and you're like, the world needs to see this. And
Yeah,
you go
totally. I mean,
nuts.
I absolutely see how it happens, but that's exactly how it happens. It's a ill-considered, over-emotional thing, and sleep on it.
To-
If you have your surf clips in your phone, go home and sleep on it. If the next morning you still think, yeah, get those out there, then go for it.
I'll give you another warning for those who have considered doing this. Your surfing is not impressive. Like you might think that was a pretty good turn for me. Once I'm scrolling Instagram and the clip before you that I watch is John getting spit out at pipe, and the clip after you that I'm gonna watch is Victor Bernardo doing something. Yours does not fit in the it doesn't translate the way that you're hoping it translates. So almost invariably, doesn't matter who you are, if you're not a pro surfer, it doesn't translate. So save yourself a little bit of dignity.
Yep. Save yourself. Not posting uh, your wave pool clip to Instagram is the equivalent of not pressing the walk sign when you're a single man.
There
It's
you
just
go.
building dignity.
I will now, slight caveat. Uh, I think that I can create a caveat for like the first year that the wave pool is open. Go ahead and post your clips because I'm curious what that wave is like. Like I've seen Palm Springs enough and I've actually surfed it enough to know what that wave is like. So I don't need to see that anymore. But when the new Austin pool, let's say, opens up, the Kelly Slater Surf Ranch Austin pool, I want to know how that wave's a little different than Dubai. And so I'm going to give you a period of time where it's okay to post that, but a year is actually probably too long. I'm going to give you 6 months from the
I like
opening
it.
date. You can post so I can glean more data and info about the wave itself.
I like it. You're exactly right because it's also getting the perspective of the individual is a different perspective than the pro they're getting filmed, right? Uh, so you want that perspective, A. But this is great. I'm gonna say it's okay to post wave pool clips if you're doing it benevolently for the benefit of others. If it's not, if in your heart you're not trying to say, look at me, you're saying, I'm sharing this experience so you can learn. Yeah, 6 months. I don't
You
need more than
it
6 months.
it's a reconnaissance mission for the
Yep.
greater community.
Yep.
So we're in that window right now with Atlantic Surf Park in Virginia Beach. You can post that for probably the next 2.5 months, I'd say.
The interesting thing about all of this, I was talking to who does Wave Pool Mag. He was at the boardroom show.
Dickerson, Brian
What?
Dickerson,
Yeah,
Brian
Brian
Dickerson.
Dickerson. That's it. I was talking to him, and even in talking about it, was marveling that none of the technologies have become the Coca-Cola yet. They're like, isn't the one in what? There's a new one opening that's using a technology that will be its first time online, right? Where it's crazy to me that it hasn't shaken out in the, PC Apple kind of war or the VHS Betamax kind of thing, right? That one or two haven't risen and just dominate. I know that the uh, Perfect Swell or whatever seems to be getting built more than others, but not like, you know, not a plurality of them. I mean, there's the Surf Lock, there's still all of them. There's still the Rusty Plunger trying to get sold for pity's sake.
Yeah, well, none of them have found profitability yet.
Yes.
So that'll be the first step. And then it'll take, I'd say, a lot longer until the others give up on their investments. And I would argue Coca-Cola, even though it's a much less capital intensive business making soda, I would say, because you're not buying the real estate and the product's accessible to everybody, whatever. Um, Coca-Cola didn't become Coca-Cola probably for decades. Like there was Jolt, there was RC, there was tons of small companies for decades and decades of the first, years of soda.
What is your favorite cola?
I don't even have one anymore.
Yeah, man, it's so I remember back in the late 80s, the where Pepsi and Coke did the like challenge thing.
Yeah.
It's so weird where they would do the taste test. It's really bizarre thinking back on it because Pepsi and Coke are so distinct. I have zero idea who was shocked by or who didn't know what they were drinking during those taste tests.
I don't think I've even tasted Pepsi for 20 years at this point.
Pepsi,
Occa- Occasionally, I'll end up with a Coke. Like I'll have a sip of Coke off somebody else's. So I could tell you what that tastes like. I need to do an experiment and go out tonight and get a Pepsi just to try it.
yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. But it's funny when you ask me what's my preference. I don't have a preference now because I don't drink any of them ever. Actually, you mentioned cheer wine at one point, and you
Cheer
go,
wine.
you told me about it, and then I saw it at the store. This was probably a year ago now, and I got a 4 pack of glass bottle cheer wine, and I sent you a photo after I opened one up, and it was good. It's a cherry flavored cola, but I didn't even finish the bottle. It
It's
was
really
like I
a lot of
poured,
sugar.
yeah, I poured it in a glass. I like had a sip, and I'm like, wow, that's good. And I think I maybe had two more sips of it
Yeah.
and threw the rest away.
It's the dying sweet tooth. I mean, I've never really had a crazy sweet tooth, so maybe this has nothing to do with age, but I feel as I get older, I want less and less sweet. I want savory 99.9% of the time.
100% agree. Um, but in childhood, you do develop these alliances
Yeah.
to like, I don't think I liked Jolt Cola better. I just wanted to be, you know, counter to what everybody else was drinking. Like I picked that, that was my alliance, and I was like selling it hard to my friends. Like, are
Yeah.
you kidding? Jolt's way better than Coke, you know?
I mean, Jolt's early ad campaign was epic. Remember, it was all the double the sugar, twice the caffeine. That was Jolt's tagline.
Not realizing the trend that society was headed towards.
I mean, yeah, they should bring it back. I feel that they could catch the pendulum swinging the other way right now. They could shove it right into Bobby Kennedy's teeth.
They probably could. Okay, moving on. Barrel or not, umbrellas. Autumn is upon us. I live in Southern California. Rain is inevitable, albeit limited. I'm 39 years old and I've never owned an umbrella. The farthest I'll ever need to walk in the rain is from my car to a building, my office, the grocery store. And I take a certain amount of pride in, quote, toughing it out through the deluge. But my girlfriend recently scoffed at this and questioned, "You're too tough for an umbrella?" It sounded absurd even to me. I still don't feel a need to protect my hair and clothes from a little bit of rainwater, but her question now makes me question my motivation behind my original resistance. I have Amazon open right now and am one click away from purchasing. So please tell me, umbrella or nah?
No barrel on the umbrella in Southern California. This is very space or place specific, I think. Of course. Southern California, though, if I see you, because you're exactly right, Southern California is a car culture. You're going to be you're going to be outside is from wherever you are going to your car, which is a parking lot, right? If you
Yeah,
can't hustle it through a parking lot, then if you need an umbrella for that, then you got a major malfunction going on.
totally agree. Geography dependent. Like if you live in a walking city, if you're in London and it
New
rains all
York
the
City.
time, yeah, because if your clothes are going to be entirely saturated in water and you won't be able to dry off for the rest of the day, that is a problem. You don't need to
Yeah.
tough that out. An umbrella will solve the problem. But yes, in Southern California, umbrellas shouldn't even be sold. Like, what is the point? There, like maybe I guess if you had your hair done
No.
and you spent a bunch of money on it and you don't want to ruin that, maybe that would be a reason. But
I mean,
any other reason,
I'm gonna say it's okay for the fairer sex for women to umbrella up. You know what? Like it's a. I mean that because that's a problem. No, I'm not going to be rude here, but I'm not going to try to be overly sexist. But umbrellas are dainty, and so if you want to be a dainty person, by all means. But I don't think any Southern California male should be aiming for daintiness.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think I've ever owned one either.
like every time in New York, I will have to buy a new one. Uh, New York is one of those essential where like, because you're like, you hit the nail on the head with the being drenched is childish and stupid. If you go into a building, if you as an adult go into a building soaking, sopping wet, that means, you're just a little child. Like, how did you get to be in this state? Were you not smart enough to duck under a doorway? Did you, so that is silly. But Southern
Yeah,
California, that never happens. This whole show, I think, uh, has a theme of hustling because same as the crosswalk or jaywalking, like just hustle. If you hustle, you're fine.
totally agree. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm going no umbrella. Unnecessary umbrella. Don't need it. Final barrel or not comes from longtime listener Mike May. Let me pull up his call and play it for you now.
Hey, gents. It's for David and Chaz. Mike May here. Sorry I missed you at the boardroom show. I am now in the bi-coastal grandfather babysit mode, living part-time of the year near Chaz's favorite town, Asbury Park. So we have this big kind of get-together in Mexico every year with a lot of old-timer surf guys. PT actually comes, a few other legendary folks. So this was for a barrel or knob. My buddy and I got out of the water, and I like to preface this. I am not a jacuzzi guy. I don't care who's in it. You could fill it with women, men, it doesn't matter to me. I've hated them. So we got out of the water, and the jacuzzi at the place was a little bit small, and as we walked up to it, there was four guys squeezed into the jacuzzi together, post-surf sesh. We'd seen them at the point, all having beers. So, barrel or not, post-session guys, jacuzzi, get-together with beers. It's a nah for me, but need you guys to weigh in. See you soon. I'll be back in the hood. Later.
Thanks, Mike May.
Mike May, legend. Great to hear his voice, as always. And I'm going to throw this one is completely, when he said he's in Asbury Park. Love me some Asbury Park. So I was picturing in my mind, Asbury Park, there's snow on the sand. You're getting one of those nor'easters, right? And then you plop into the jacuzzi after. I fully get that. That to me seems like it's part of the same thing. Mexico, no. So I'm going to say the air temperature has to be below 40 and water
Ooh,
temperature also has to be in the 40s. Yeah, for a jacuzzi to be okay.
I think you're setting the bar a little too low temperature wise.
50?
High in theory. So I don't think, I think I could have been swayed by Mike's opinion 3 months ago, but I was in Chicama, Peru, and that became the ritual. And the water wasn't 50. The water was 68, let's say. So
Ooh, it's nuts.
you're wearing a 3-2. It's not cold. You're not getting in you're not getting in the jacuzzi because you're cold. You're getting in the jacuzzi because it's that much warmer than the water that you were just in, and the air temperature is probably in the same, like 68-ish, and it's just delightful.
Were you getting in the jacuzzi to warm up or were you getting in the jacuzzi to socialize?
Socialize first, but the warmth is a nice benefit.
See, I'm going to say you were committing no barrel behavior right there. Men should not be sitting in a bathtub socializing.
Well, the other thing is, Mike talks about a jacuzzi that's tiny and they're all squeezed together. This is a large jacuzzi, and you're not rubbing up against anybody in this one. So I think that also helps. But I got to be honest, you start looking forward to the camaraderie aspect. There's nights where everybody was down there and I was caught doing a work or just something else, and I'm looking down, going, "Man, I wish I was a part of that conversation right now."
You were missing bathtub time.
Missing my bathtub time with the boys.
I
You're
mean,
still in your wetsuits, even like you're getting out of that's another great thing about it is you're getting out of the ocean water, still in your wetsuit. You put your board away, you drop into that thing. Another great benefit of the jacuzzi is Nobody's staying in there for longer than 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
because of the warmth and you're in your wetsuit, it's like I've got a 7 minute max probably. So there's no you know, over like
Over
chatting.
over bath time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You're not pruning up in there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was trying to think. I would like to be no barrel on jacuzzi full stop, but like, man, after a day on the mountain, like some good snowboard and then one of those outdoor snows surrounding it jacuzzis, it's really nice.
That's the best jacuzzi,
Yeah.
actually. So it's funny you started by saying I want to go no barrel on jacuzzis. I have that instinct too. There's
Yeah.
something about the man soup aspect of it
Yep.
and the recycled water. Like
All of
you're
it.
in each other's filth. And it's at the end of the day where you are filthy. So it's the
All of it.
extra filthiest water. All of that makes me want to say no.
Yes.
And yet
And yet,
I get in one and I'm like, this is
living the
delightful.
life, living the life.
Sorry, Mike May, you're gonna have to reconsider everything. But
But I will say though, his Mexico surf trip, getting into a jacuzzi after when you're surfing in hot water and it's hot outside and you get into a jacuzzi, I never understood that.
I don't know why jacuzzis exist in that environment.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like
Because people are addicted.
you
People
go
are
to Palm
addicted to the
Springs
coos.
and they'll have a jacuzzi in Palm Springs.
People are addicted to the coos. I don't know
You know
why.
what?
I've never
Yeah,
been a koozie guy,
it's true.
like
They are addicted.
full all in, but people are addicted to like the bubbles and the something about it.
Yeah, they build a hotel in a hot environment and they have a pool and they go, you automatically need a jacuzzi.
When did you first learn that the thing is actually not called a jacuzzi, but jacuzzi is a brand name?
Not that long ago.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly went through much of my life thinking that was a jacuzzi. That is, it's like a must be an Italian word or so or something like that. And then, oh wait, no, jacuzzi is just a company name. Okay,
He was cousins with Zamboni.
yeah,
Um, it's a better word because in my youth, sometimes people would refer to it as a spa,
yeah,
but a spa has a different meaning. And
yes,
so I think the actual correct term is hot tub, which is not a good brand name. Like
no.
it's just two words that describe what it is, but that's not a good way to refer to it.
Is a spa different from a whirlpool, different from a hot tub?
I don't know.
Are these like actual defining, a spa is not a hot tub, is not a whirlpool. They're all, or are they all, is it one and the same?
I'm no expert on any of it, but I do now think of spa as synonymous with day spa.
Sure.
So a spa is referring to an entire experience, a suite of these things.
Uh,
But
do you have a Coos at your home?
no,
Are you thinking about getting one?
no.
Yeah.
I would get a cold bath before I would get a Coos.
Yeah, for sure.
Cold plunge.
I wonder if people who like savory and people like if the savory cold plunge goes hand in hand and the sweet tooth jacuzzi goes hand in hand. Like if you have a sweet tooth, you will also prefer hot water over cold water.
There, and I would just presume there is definitely a correlation. We'll have to run the numbers and do some studies before we can get the information on this. But I think you're right. When you're young, you prefer jacuzzis and sweet stuff. And there is an evolution over time to where you're like craving the cold
Yep.
and no more sweets.
Yep. Ice it up.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to the bottom of something here.
Oh,
A
it sure
new
did.
factoid today. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Come visit us in person Thursday, November 13th, Beachside Tavern, New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Get your tickets in advance. And then also on Noble Rot on Monday.
Great venue, that Beachside Tavern. Can't wait. And again, every time we have done this, this will be the third time, I suppose, now, but anytime visiting the Florida Surf Film Festival or the Boardroom Show or wherever it may be, I'm always just so impressed with the people out there.
Me too. One final note. We have talked often about you have certain drinks for certain locations. Like you'll drink a Mai Tai when you're in Hawaii, but you would never order it elsewhere. We have a drink for the Beachside Tavern as well that I
Yeah.
never drink anywhere else.
What was it? Was it rum and Coke?
Bacardi and Coke.
Bacardi and Coke. You're exactly right. Man, never drink that. But we did have at the Beachside Tavern, thanks to Kevin Miller. And it was the perfect drink to go with that venue in that environment.
It absolutely was. I drank a lot of them and then got home feeling high, like, hey, these things are great. So I ordered one at a oceanfront location near home. I thought that would be a similar environment.
Didn't
Did not
work.
hit the same at all. It wasn't even
No,
good.
that really is truly funny. That yeah, Bacardi and Coke at the Beachside Tavern is a come have one with us.
They just know how to do it there for some
Yeah.
reason.
I think it's part of it. Part of it is to do with the kind of plastic cup they use there. It's like that specific kind of plastic cup, that specific kind of ice, Bacardi Coke, boom.
That flimsy plastic.
Yeah, the really flimsy. I think if you drink a rum and Coke in a actual glass, you're already wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. But they've got it dialed there. So thanks, Kevin Miller, and thanks, Beachside Tavern.
Yep.
Come and do it with us and Raglan Surf Report and John Philbin on November 13th, Thursday night. All right, Chaz. Until Monday on Noble Rock.
Keep work.